Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Whoop whoop. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Give me a second to get the video pulled up. Un momento. There we go. Okay. So, I think people are still tuning in, but don't forget to thumbs up as you tune in. Say hi in the chat box. Hey Sarah. And what we're doing tonight is some Freeform resin Geode coasters. So as you can see, I have actually a whole bunch here. I'm going to do a few different color themes. So I've got 4 here, 3 here, and then I have another one over here with another 4. And then I made some little ones to do like some pendants as well. Hey Danielle. So some of these are actually for a customer. So those are going to be some specific colors, and then otherwise I'm going to have fun kind of playing with some of them. Oh, Sarah, it's funny that you should ask. Could you use acrylic skins in resin coasters? Absolutely. And here's an example of some that I'm working on. I put a little bit of resin in there, and then the acrylic skin, and then I'm actually going to paint something, I think, in there, and then put some more resin in. So absolutely. Yep. Hey Tina, hey Veronica, Dana, everybody, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so you can definitely use the skins in just about anything. So I'm going to get my resin mixed up. I'm using the Stone Coat countertop epoxy. Okay, let me explain my setup here. So I have found at the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, I think it was. Yeah. They have these double sets of mats. I'll show you the package. These are chopping mats, and it comes 2 in a pack for $1. And these are really great for doing any kind of freeform anything because they're not all wrinkly like plastic wrap. You can use any kind of plastic, but these are obviously nice and flat and smooth. So they work really great. And they're 2 for a friggin' $1, so you know. I picked up a whole bunch. And then this is just silicone. Where's my gun? Where I put those chopping blocks? Okay. Yeah, so just got this at whatever, Home Depot, Lowe's. 100% waterproof silicone, weatherproof, 30 minutes ready, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So you can get that wherever, any hardware store. And yeah, so you just go on the mat. So this is 2 mats right here. And make whatever shape you like. Of course, you can use coaster molds. But these are kind of cool because you can use really whatever shape you want. You can make them whatever size you want. You can do like the pendants and stuff as well. So I'm doing a few sets. And then I let these, it says 30 minutes ready. I let them dry generally for several hours at least, if not even overnight. So try to kind of remember to prep. And yeah. All right, here we go with the resin. So we're using the Stone Coat countertop epoxy. And this is heat resistant, scratch resistant, yada, yada, yada. It's the stuff that they use for countertops. So I like to use that for my coasters usually. Or sometimes I'll use the art coat, which is also really similar. Now let me do a little bit of math here on how much I want to use. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to mix up some extra because I'm going to do some other resin projects after this video. So I think I'm going to go ahead and mix up about 16 ounces. All right. And for mixing resin, so I'll give you just a quick tutorial on that. I use part B first, which is the hardener. And then I put in part A, which is the resin. And I do that because part B is thinner. So when you put the thicker one on top, I find it mixes better. And if any of you know the Naughty Artisan, he always says to remember to use B first. You just always go BA, which is short for Be Awesome. That's his saying. All right, so I've mixed equal parts of those. Thank you so much, Danielle. Yes, if any of you are able to super chat, super sticker, everything really helps. But otherwise, at least remember to thumbs up. I'm going to just move these forward a little for now. And I'm sorry, my table is so messy right now. Been doing a lot of projects. So on this, now I've got both my equal parts in there. You're going to just stir for a couple minutes. So we have time to chat, ask me questions. Resin Chick said, do you warm your resin up in warm water? I usually do not, but remember I live in Los Angeles. So it's generally about 80 degrees outside and usually probably between 80 and 90 in my studio. I try to keep it around 80 degrees. I do have an air conditioner in here. But if you, if it is cold, I always put them in front of my heater, my space heater, for about 30 minutes beforehand. Both halves, okay? And that is so that it will mix well. All right. Becky said, what is that, silicone caulk? Yep. Okay. Question, does it have to be silicone or does the caulking stuff work too? All I know is that resin does not stick to silicone. So, I mean, you could try it. You could maybe try on a smaller project. But it's a bit different. So, when making jewelry, which resin do you use? To be honest, when I make jewelry, I usually use ice resin because it's way easier to mix up small amounts. So I'm not usually using this, or I'll use leftover resin from a project, in which case I'll use either one. Doesn't matter, art coat or the countertop epoxy. Either one is great. So yeah, I just started. Oh, there you go. Dana answered for you. It has to be silicone. The other stuff sticks. That's what I found. That's what I was assuming, I mean. Yeah, regular caulk won't release. So there you go. You have your answer. Hey, Johnny. Hey, CJ. All right, so just mixing, and I always make sure I scrape the sides as I go and scrape the bottom so that I get everything fully mixed. And I'm going to do 3 different color themes today for these. Thank you so much, Janice. You're awesome. I'm going to use 3 different color schemes for these. Okay. Hey, Libby. Hey, Linda. Whoop, whoop. Okay, if I was to make the pyramid resin molds, now here's the point. If you're using something like art coat or the countertop epoxy, you can only pour it in small layers. So for something like this pyramid mold, which is really thick, right? It's really deep. You cannot use the countertop or the art coat. However, how I do my pyramids, at least thus far, is I just use leftover resin from every project. So that way, look how cool, you're gonna get all kinds of colors and stuff in there. And if I just have some clear epoxy, I'll throw maybe some glitter in there or alcohol ink or just leave it clear. This is, I don't know if any of you remember, I showed on a previous live, but this pyramid has actually a plastic cup in the middle of it that I accidentally got stuck in there. There's the bottom. Anyways, so you can do this with any kind of epoxy because you're just doing very small layers. So I do that with my leftovers. I dump it in there. Now, if I wanted to do the whole thing at one time, then you would want to use a casting epoxy. Another option, if you didn't want to do the whole thing at one time, but you wanted to do it a bit faster, no, you can't see the cup inside of it, so it's perfect. Oh well. If you wanted to do it faster, you could use like a Stone Coat's Quick Coat, and that way the layers would dry rather fast. So you could probably get it done within about a day. Yeah. I know, I thought it was hilarious that I left the cup in there. All right, let's get our colors mixed up. I'm so excited. Okay, so for the first set, we're actually doing some that are orange and yellow. So I'm going to use the Illumidust orange mica plus gold. I'm also going to use the light yellow, which is almost like an interference color. So it's like a pearl with a tint of yellow. I'm going to use some of the Illumilite white opaque dye and yellow translucent dye. All right. Whoop, whoop. So excited. So get these mixed up. So for the dyes, you only need hardly any. You need just like a couple drops. This one seems like it might be pretty empty. Okay, maybe not that white dye. I'll use the other one. So yeah, depending on how much you are mixing up, you only need like 1 or 2 drops. A little goes a long way. Okay. Yeah, Holly, I'll be doing that. I am gonna do a pyramid video coming up where I'm going to put lights in the pyramid. It's another video that I saw from Just for You Online UK. It was so friggin' cool. So I'm going to do that coming up pretty soon. All right, so I've got the 2 dyes there. Now I'm going to go in with the colors. I've never used this orange, so that's pretty exciting. What translucents would you use to look like flames? Like, I'm not sure what you mean entirely, like for resin or for what? I mean, you could use anything. Translucents, opaques, whatever. So with the micas, you just need like 1/10 of how much resin you're putting in here. And since I'm not putting a lot of resin in here, I'm just putting a very small amount. These coasters don't take too much. I'm going to use gold in probably all of them, so I'm going to mix up some extra gold. Because why not? All right, for this set, I only have the light yellow to use. Okay. I'm also using the white in all of them, the white dye, so I'm mixing up a little bit extra of that one too. All right, let's go ahead and mix these. So these are just the little, I don't know how big these cups are, 3 ounces, I think. So really not mixing up too much. And this resin is not supposed to be used more than about 1/8 of an inch thick. You can exceed that a little bit, I've found, but I would at least pretty much stick to that. Okay. And I'm doing 5 with this color set. This is a custom set for somebody, so no purple in this one, but the next one definitely has purple. I have it right here ready to go. But this is fun trying a different color scheme than I'm used to. So this is the yellow translucent. It's very, very transparent. I might actually add a little bit more to that. But I am also using gold, which is kind of yellow. So that'll help. Here's the orange mica. That's gorgeous. Okay. Well, it's definitely fun to try something different. Ooh, this is the light yellow. So it's like a pearly yellow. So pretty. Okay. So just have to stir up the gold, and then I'm going to put a few more drops of the yellow dye, and then we'll get started. Yeah, gotta have that purple. So I'm going to do this set, and then I'm going to do a set that's purple, and then I'm going to do a set that's blue, I think. That's my plan currently. I don't mind changing my mind as I go, though, so yeah, no. All right, so let's go ahead. And I'm doing 5 with this. So I think I'll do these 3 and then 2 from here. So I'm going to start with this light yellow color. And I'm going to go around the outside. I may need to mix up more of some of these colors. I've never done 5 at once. I just realized I've done like 4 or 2. And the specific method that I'm doing on this gives you basically the look of like a flower look. So it's not actually intended to look like a geode slab. Another important note is make sure that your silicone walls are high enough to get coasters as deep as you want. Okay, I need to mix up more of this color. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, not getting any green in here. This color really does look pearl. You are correct. You're not seeing things. It does look pearl, which I love. And that's what I was going for with this. All right. It can actually go with, I think, any of the color combos I'm using tonight. So I'm not going to worry about mixing up too much of this particular color. Because if needed, I can just use it with one of the other ones. Yeah, so for anyone tuning in, these are silicone, just like a silicone caulking basically. 100% silicone though, and I'm making some resin coasters, and these are on plastic mats. So once the resin is dry, they just peel right off. Okay, and 2 more from over here. Now when these are dry and I take them out of here, I sand the edges and then I paint them gold and they look gorgeous. So I have a friend that I made 2 purple ones for. So she wants 4 more, and then her friend saw those and wanted these orange and yellow ones. That's how that happened. All right. So I think we're good on that. Now I'm going to add some gold. And I'm going on the outside of that one. So I'm on this whole technique, I'm going along the outside. And that pushes the first layer of resin in and kind of blends them a little bit in an interesting way. And that's how we're going to go ahead and get the look that we want with this technique. Can you guys already picture these in your head? I really can't wait to use the orange. I do not like ever use orange in resin. So I'm pretty excited. And this gold is basically like, you know, it's kind of an in-between orange and yellow color. So for those who haven't used this resin also before, you have generally about an hour-long work time, which is what's really cool about it. Great, great resin. And the link, I think, is pretty much always in my description or it's in my Amazon store. Okay, I'm going to go in with some of the white dye now. Yeah, there are a lot of shades of gold. So this one isn't necessarily my favorite shade of gold, the one I just used, but I thought it would go really well with this color combo, which is why I used it. Also, important note, stay inside your lines. Do not go outside. It becomes real messy if you go outside of it. And these will be dry by tomorrow, but I'll leave them on the mat for at least a couple days. Give them plenty of time to harden. And then, like I said, I'll peel them out and I'll sand down the outsides. And I usually will just use my belt sander, or my orbital sander, sorry, with even like 80 grit is fine. Just gotta get the job done. Okay, there's the white. A couple of these over here are leaking out a very tiny bit, so I'm a little stressed about that. I hope it's not going to be too much. No gold flakes in these. She really wants the flower look more than geode look. So, no, I don't back them with anything. The backs of these are very smooth and will not scratch anything. You can though, if you want. Okay, this is the yellow. Also, I've never used this yellow before. Okay. I'm trying to think of the name of the flower that we're kind of trying to emulate. Now, I know right here it looks a lot like stripes, but they will continue to move, and by the time they're dry, they will look completely different, you guys. Just trust me on this. I've done these so many times. Okay. Good. A little yellow left, and I'm not going to be using this color in another one, so go ahead and use it up. Anyways, I think I was saying earlier, this resin isn't supposed to be used much more than 1/8 of an inch. You can go a little bit above that, but you don't want to do it too much. So one of the things you can do for the coasters is do this initial color layer and then come back later once these are dry and put a clear coat over them if you want them to be a bit thicker. All right. I want to say pansies, but I feel like that's completely wrong, and I feel like that's a silly answer. All right, now I'm going in with the orange, and I intentionally did not pick a super bright orange. Because the other orange that I have is like glow in the dark. Well, I have actually many oranges, if I'm being perfectly honest. I have actually a lot of oranges. But this is the one that I thought would go best with these colors. Okay, oh, peonies? I'll show you. I think I even have some of at least the ones that I'm thinking of. But I don't know, whatever. There will look like pretty flowers. That's what they'll look like. The exact name of the flower, well, I am not a botanist. If that's even the right word. Okay, I'm going to use up all of the orange. So you can see this one's already pretty full. These two are almost full. I do have, let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this one in with the rest of the orange. And then I'm going to just let these guys move on their own. And like I said, I'll probably end up coming back and putting that clear layer of resin. So even if there does end up being a tiny spot, which there probably won't, look, this one's already filled in. We'll put that clear coat on the top. Okay, woo! Yes, these are washable. Yeah, here's my leek over there. At this stage, there's not really much you can do. But luckily resin doesn't keep moving for forever, so it will kind of stop moving at some point. Oh, I did want to give a special shout out. Thank you so much to Paige and Cindy, who sent me some gloves because I couldn't do resin projects forever because I ran out of friggin' gloves. And that's so frustrating. All right. We are going to go ahead and mix up the purple. Let's do it. So for this next color scheme, I'm using the Illumilite Violet translucent dye. Okay. I know, horrible time to run out. And I went to like a bunch of stores and couldn't find them. Plus on Amazon, they were just like ridiculously priced and would take like a year to get to me. So I was a little like, oh, well, it is what it is, you know. I've been doing my acrylic pours without gloves because that's fine. I don't really care. But resin, not so much. All right, I am, for this one, I'm going to use the Interference Blue. So this is a pearl color that has a hint of the blue in it. So in different lights, it's got the blue. And then I'm using that gold. So just 4 colors for this. All right. Yeah, people were saying to get them from like beauty supply stores and all over the place. But I think also in every state, you know, all the rules are different and different things are closed or open or whatever. So it is what it is. That's okay. All right, getting these mixed up. This violet dye is like one of my favorite colors of all time. So pretty. So you can watch these continue to move, and right now there's that white line, but by the end it shouldn't be there. Dang it, I might have to redo that one. That's sad. I'll still use that, but it might not be able to go with this set. Okay. Hey, Kent's mom. Alrighty, so we're gonna start with the interference color again. Let's do this. Since for this set, I'm gonna do 4 again. I'm gonna go ahead and move this one over. Put this here. And I'm gonna just do these 4. So starting with interference. And I'm doing the same technique for these 4. And then for the last two, we're going to just go wild. I don't know what we're going to do yet. But it's going to be blues, and I'm going to use some chunky glitter stuff. It's going to be cool. That's all I can say. Other than that, I don't really have a plan. Just kind of, it's been a while since I've really relaxed with resin, so this is nice. Okay, I think I might need just a touch more of the interference blue. You don't want to mix up way too much, you know, and then you have a bunch of resin you don't really need. So I'm trying to just mix it a little bit at a time. Okay, and guys, once again, don't forget to thumbs up and also super chat or super sticker if you can, or PayPal donate is always amazing. And Danielle, DL Tyler, I definitely appreciate all your help. Okay, a little more interference on this one. I feel like I'm playing like a, what is it, football or basketball game or something. When you say run interference, what sport is that? Ooh, Heather, I like where you're going with that. All right, now I'm going to go in with gold. Hi, Genevieve. So same thing, going on the outside. And it'll be amazing how with almost the same colors, except for like this one's going to have the orange and this will have the purple. These will look so different. I feel like gold goes with anything. I know there are definitely silver people out there. I'm not one of them, but I do know you exist, and I promise to do my best to cater to you a little more. Okay, that's football. Okay, great. So I had it right the first time, and then I doubted myself. Now this one's going to be interesting because I have a little scrape of the silicone hanging in there, but that's okay. I can always sand the edges as much as I need. All right, so there's the gold. Now I'm going to go in here with some whites. And then can't wait for the purple. And these are going to get a lot of purple. Okay, well, none of these seem to be leaking, so that's good. All right, there's the white. Okay, and now the purple. Yay! And I'm going to go a bit heavy on the purple, which I know it looks black, but don't worry. Once it starts to move around, you will see it definitely is not. especially as it starts to blend with those whites and stuff. Aw, thank you so much, Katie. You're awesome. Okay. It's so funny. In here, it looks totally blue, but it's clearly purple. That's super trippy. I'm going to add a little more resin here because, like I said, with these dyes, a little goes a long way. And I do think I put maybe a little bit more of the dye in there than I needed to. All right, let's go out here with a little bit more. So yeah, that's kind of trippy how blue it looks. Kind of very confused right now. I have zero explanation for that. If anyone has some magical explanation for why that would be, I'm all ears. None of the colors that it would be mixed with would cause that. There is the interference blue in there. But I've used these exact same colors before and that did not happen. Anyways, we're going to not worry about it. They're going to be cool anyways. Now they will once again continue to move. As you see, these are being blended a bit more. So before they were a lot more stripy. Okay, I'm going to do some of these little guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of the pearly, this is the interference blue. I'm going to kind of reverse sequence these. So I'm going to just puddle pour in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do some gold. And these are kind of hard because it's very easy to overdo it. And you really don't need a lot of resin for these. Okay. Then I'm going to use a couple drops of white. I don't know that I can stop this leak at this point because it's just got wet resin in there. So I'm not going to stress about it for now. Okay, now I'm going to go in there with the purple. I can try putting more silicone in there. Let's give it a go. But first, let's finish these. And then I'll try it. All right, so going in here with a little purple now. I don't think I've ever done it in this sequence. Oh, that might have been a little too much purple. I don't know. This now looks like eyeballs. Aw, thank you, CJ. You're awesome. Okay, and this one I'm going to go in with a little more of the interference. All right, and they will continue to move also. So, not worried. From eggs to eyeballs, yep. All right, let's see what we can do. Maybe some silicone in there. All right. See if I remember how to use my gun. I watch a YouTube video on it like every time. Okay. I don't have a clue if this is going to work, but hey, I guess it can't really hurt to try. Silicone is super duper cheap. It's coming out all wonky, just like my life. Okay. All right, that may be overkill. I don't know. Thank you, Libby. All right. Good. Hey now. Yeah, this one's leaking, but it's so small. It's such a little bit. I'm not going to stress about it too much. Okay. Nothing is overkill. Do you see how these are changing? They're so crazy. Now, also, I do still need to torch these. So, with silicone molds, I generally don't torch, but with these, I will. And they'll move a little bit more too. I'm really baffled by how blue these came out. I may check to see with the client if she wants them anyways. But I literally did the exact same technique as the other ones that I gave her. I don't know. Okay. Well, these we're going to leave as is, and then the next two, we're going to have some fun. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a close-up on these, and then I'm going to move these out of the way, and then we're going to go to town on the final two, and I may even whip out some of my molds and go cray-cray. We'll see. All right. These are kind of looking really cool. I'll show you the close-up. I'm excited about those, actually. All right, the camera's gonna shake. So everybody close your eyes for a second. Sorry, not really a way to do it less shaky. All right, so here are the necklaces. I actually love this one. Like, it does look like an eye, but like super cool. These ones are okay. I like these ones that came out correctly. The ones that are leaking, not so sure. I might have to redo those two. It's kind of interesting that it's just these two and they're on the same mat. Those were the last ones that I did. Maybe I was just a little too impatient or something. All right, and these you can see how they're definitely moving. And if you see this outside effect with all these lines, that is created by using this method, the going on the outside and pushing them in method. So those are cool. And then here's the other two orange ones, which came out perfect. So I'll have 3 perfect orange ones and then 2 that I will probably have to redo. But I am in love with this pendant. So anyways, putting the camera back, so everybody close your eyes for a second. It's gonna shake. And then I'm gonna carefully move these ones around. I know they do look like the orange slice candies, don't they? Anyways, that's cool. The good thing about this is you're not using a lot of product in these, so even if the client's like, I hate those, someone else will love them, and you just make some more. Okay. Now I'm going to carefully move these out of the way, which is why I'm really glad I don't have this on plastic wrap. Okay. Now that wasn't as easy as I thought, so these ones are just going to stay here. I'm just going to move that aside. All right, guys, now we get to have super fun with these last two. Okay, so here's kind of my thoughts. Well, I didn't really have a thought, but I have this stuff, which I wanted to put in the middle. These are like blue, chunky glitter, basically. So that's kind of what I was thinking would be cool in the middle of these. Let me know what you guys think. And then I have, let's see, so I have gold, white, some of that light yellow interference blue, and then I was going to mix up some of the blue dye. Now I could, and the dusting technique, Heather, I was just thinking, I could do that. So I just have to be careful. Do you think I should do it with that same, with the holographic or the opal flakes like I used before, or a different? I could do it with mica also. I might also, I think we need some gold dust in here. Oh, if the glitter was magnetic. Okay, let me get some of the gold dust. I think we definitely need gold dust in our lives. Where are you, gold dust? Oh, God, I need to get better organized. Okay. All right, gold dust. Gold dust. Got that. Surprise you. Okay. So I'm throwing some of the gold dust into the gold color here, which will just make it better. Everything's better with gold dust. Green something. Well, I'm doing blue with gold. A green could go with that, especially if I have like an emerald or something. Let's see. Well, let me get the blue mixed up. I'm gonna just go ahead and use this same purple cup since that came out blue anyways. I don't really like wasting cups if I can avoid it. Well, that didn't work out now, did it? All right, I'm actually using the ocean blue. Okay, let me think. I do have every glitter known to man, basically. I loved that purple opal glitter. That came out really well. Okay, what about dusting post drying around the edges? I'm not totally sure what you mean. Okay, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to dust with just a little bit of this blue-green. And I might throw a little gold in there too. That's all a fun experiment, you know, guys? It was short but sweet, Levy. It was nice to kind of relax for a few days. Now this is plastic down here, so this doesn't seem to be quite working the same as with the silicone molds. So I don't know that this is even going to work. I think we need to do this in silicone molds. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go push it up to all the edges here. I got to be careful though, because I don't want to accidentally lift the silicone on the edges. But I think if I can kind of push it in the crack, in there. No funny jokes, guys. But I think that can kind of make a cool effect. So that's what we'll do. Do you guys want a close-up of how this looks? I don't know if you can see it very well from there. Yeah, so I'm just shoving it to the edges. I don't want to go along the edges too much because, like I said, I don't want the silicone to pop off of the plastic. Okay, that one needs a little more. Just pretending I'm putting some like eyeshadow. I think this will still give a really cool effect. I will definitely show you guys these when they're all dry. But basically it's going to have like this really cool bluey green outline. Mica outline. And I'm sure some of it will, because it's kind of loose too, so some of it will get into the resin as I'm pouring as well. Okay, I think that's good for that. I think you guys can see it in the edges there. Aw, thank you, Olivia. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna mix up my gold. This is a gorgeous gold. And I'm gonna just use both. I have the blue, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I'm gonna mix the blue and the yellow here. So maybe we'll get like a green interference. So it will be, we're using basically blues and greens here. So that'll be cool. All right, here we go. So I'm starting, oh, wait, I'm gonna use glitter. Darn it. All right, how do I wanna do this? Okay, I think I'm just gonna go reverse, okay? So I'm gonna pool a little bit of the glitter in the middle of both of these, and then I'm gonna pour around it. Let's give that a go. Of course, I have wet resin on my gloves, so good luck with that. Okay, let's just go for it. I think these are going to be so pretty. Now, when adding glitter, you got to be careful because you don't want it to stick out. Otherwise, it's hard to use it as a coaster. It's got some bumpy spots. You know what, guys? I feel horrible. I got to change my gloves because these have glitter on them now. And that's just not going to work. I need to get some paper towels in here. Okay. Can you guys see these well enough? I can also try zooming in a little bit. Oh, Danielle, I'll use any size. I think these are like the one size fits all. I've used the small and everything. Okay, let's go in here with the pearl color. So I'm just going to carefully pour around that. I don't want it to go over it. And on these, I will 100% be using a clear coat because we've got to get that that glitter to fully stay. You vote for zoom in? Okay, I'm going to try. Close your eyes. This thing is really finicky with zooming. And then I'll turn it as well. Haha. Ooh, that was easy. Okay. Now it's really like 2 eyeballs. Hold on a second, guys. 1 second, 1 second. I got this, I got this. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's get in here with the gold. And remember, this now has gold dust in it. So it's really sparkly. And I'm going to take some clear and go over the glitter for a couple reasons. 1, to help it stay, and 2, so that that other resin does not go over it. Hopefully. In hindsight, I should have put resin underneath it, but I think it'll be okay. I guess we'll find out later, won't we? So I'm just putting some clear over the middle. And if need be, I could always put a clear coat of resin on the other side as well. The eyes are judging you. I think I'm gonna go on the inside with the blue, because I definitely don't want to get too much of the eyeball effect. Okay. Let's go ahead and go on the outside too. Bunch of blue. Loving the blue. And I do still have clear that I might put a little more in the center. This is really cool because you can see the depth. You'll see when I show you the close-up. Okay, I didn't put any white in here. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go on the outside with a little white, because why not? And that's mixing a bit with the mica powder on the outside. Remember also, guys, these will always continue to move. So this is never the final answer. All right, then let's get a little more interference here. More pearl. Okay, and I feel like we might need a little more gold. Don't you think? Like the least amount of gold I've ever used. I'm gonna just put a thin strip around here. And the other good thing is it's really hard to go wrong with these. Yeah, more gold, always more gold. Okay. So I'm just hoping that these don't swallow up that blue glitter in the middle. Just gonna go in with a tiny bit more clear in the middle here. Kind of push it back out. And then I'll heat gun, and then we'll take a look at the close-up. these I filled a little more full than I was anticipating, but that's okay. All right. I kind of want to let them sit for a little while though, right? Let's go ahead. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump the leftovers in my pyramid mold here. And then I'm going to show you guys, I guess, a sneak peek of some projects coming up. So I always keep silicone molds around so that I never waste even like a drop of resin. Yeah, you guys are literally like watching them change in real time. I did do kind of a weird sequence on them, so I hope I like how they come out. Not too worried. Vicki, the book, which is called The Paint Pouring Workshop, available on Amazon or in Barnes & Noble. Actually, if you look down in the description, the first thing there is the link to my book. And it is a complete guide to acrylic pouring. And yes, it does have a bazillion pictures. It's not like a coffee table book of my work, though that is coming kind of soon too. Right now I'm working on an online class for both acrylic pouring business and also probably resin, but at least acrylic pouring and art business. So yeah. The one on my left, I think they both still kind of look like an eyeball. All right, so you can see in my pyramid, I put just a little bit left over. Wasn't a lot, but that's now the first part of my pyramid. Now, another thing you can do with something like this is you can take like a toothpick or whatever and you can manipulate it by hand if you want to. I'm kind of digging how these are coming out though, and I think they're going to continue to move even more. So I'm going to leave them as is. And yeah. So I'm just going to show you, I just got a bunch of I'm so excited. Hold on. I just got a ton of pressed flowers. Check these out, guys. And look at these leaves. So lots of awesome projects coming up. These are the ones I was thinking of. What in the world are these called? Somebody tell me. These are the flowers I was thinking of. They're still judging you. Well, what have you done to be judged? Yeah, all kinds. I'm so excited. I got so many. I went a little insane. Pansies. Isn't that what I thought I said pansies? Maybe I said peonies. I don't know. Whatever. Those were the flowers I was thinking of. I got these when I do the video or any videos including these, but I got them off of Etsy. Ooh, a store called Nature's Pressed. So, and they're really not that expensive. Like I bought like just a ton of flowers and stuff and I spent less than 40 bucks. So really, really good deal, really good quality. And they had like everything that you could possibly want. I probably could have spent more money there, but you know, I've got a budget. So anyways, exciting projects coming up with those. All right, right, let's do a quick close-up on the eyeballs, and then we're going to call it a night. So camera's going to shake real quick. Hold on. Close your eyes. So I hope that it comes through the camera, the depth. Can you guys see that with the glitter in the middle? And the really glimmery gold. Super exciting. You can see a little bit of the mica around the edge, which is definitely affecting some of the coloring there. So really cool depth there. I'm not sure about my sequence of putting in the colors, but you know, we'll have to see when they're dry. Either way, I think they're going to be pretty darn awesome. And yeah, look at this guy. So super cool. All right, guys, that is all I have for you for tonight. So I'll show the final within a few days. I just want to make sure that they're fully dry. Let me put this back real quick. Yeah, they're going to take a few days to dry. I want to make sure, like, I don't just do in 24 hours, they'll be dry enough to peel out. But I like to make sure that they are like dry. So a few days, and then I'll sand them and I'll add the gold. And yeah, so one more quick sneak peek of a project coming up. Well, actually, probably many projects. But I finally have made a pendulum in my studio. Ooh, you're getting dizzy. Anyways, I'm so weird. So some really exciting projects with that coming up. I can't wait. Thank you all so much for joining me. I will be doing live paint night on my channel tomorrow at 4 p.m. We're going to be painting some spring flowers on a vase or on whatever you have. I will put that event up tonight because I'm so late. Oh, the resin bowl. I have not done anything else on it yet, but that's one of the things I'm going to do with my leftover clear resin. I'm going to put another coat in here, and then once I peel it out, I'll put clear on the outside as well. So that's an ongoing project. I show you later. Okay, thank you guys once again so much for joining me. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and then of course next Wednesday. Bye guys.